Hey guys, and welcome to Ozzie Reviews. Well, this is going to be another information review, guys, and it's in response to the whole Adler shotgun debacle, okay, that's been going around, and in particular in the last sort of 24 hours, there's been a lot of releases with the media saying that it's definitely going to Category D. Now, what I wanted to do is get a little bit more information before I basically jump the gun, pardon the pun. Now, what's happened from what I've gathered, and I've spoken with the Shooters Union today, is they're going back, this is the government, this Friday, so in 4 days' time at the time of making this video, to basically finalise the Adler and lever action shotguns in general that are over 5 rounds going to Category D. Now, I believe that anything up to 5 rounds will be put into Category C. That was originally what was tabled. But in the latest media releases in the last sort of 24 hours, there's been no talk about the up to 5 round version and what's going to happen with it. So I'm a little bit skeptical there, guys, because it doesn't make sense that you're going to class a lever action shotgun in with pump and semi-auto shotguns. So in other words, those with more than 5 round capacity are going to be Category D. Yet the Category C shotguns that are up to 5 rounds, you're going to then leave the lever action back to Category A. It doesn't make sense. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm a little bit skeptical about it naturally. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I want to clear up a few things that are on my mind with this whole debacle. And I say a debacle because it is exactly that. Now, the first one is about the Adler being a rapid fire weapon and all these other catchphrases that have been dreamed up by the Antis just to set up the building blocks for future gun confiscation and bans. Because if they can get this passed, what will then unfold is they'll go on to the next type of firearm, okay? And they'll call that rapid fire as well, and they'll be pushing for bans. I mean, it's so easy to follow these people with their mentality and how it works. Honestly, if you watch them long enough, you can see the way they move and the way they react to things. Now, the Adler is... I just don't like using the Adler shotgun term because there are several different shotguns that are lever action that have been available to shooters prior to 1996 and after 1996 until this date. Okay, we've got the IAC, we've got Pardis, okay, there's several other different brands out there. And they're all the same in the sense of, you know, like some might not be as good quality as others, but they are all the same in their mechanical design. There is a lever there that must be manually operated down and up before you can pull the trigger and fire the next round. There's absolutely no difference to that design of when it was originally made back in the 1800s. But it's amazing how far the gun banners can push the emotional argument, isn't it, in this country? Because what they have done is put it into the emotional catchphrase of rapid fire weapon, and now we see all these calls for bans and it going into Category D and C and all this sort of thing. Okay, so that's one myth I want to clear up. It is not a rapid fire weapon. Have a look on YouTube and type in Western action fast shooting and things like that, and you will see people who are quite skilled in using firearms shooting very, very quickly, okay? And my personal view on it is, why should it come down to this rapid fire nonsense? I mean, a firearm in general, doesn't matter which firearm you're using, you know, it has the potential to be rapid fire. It depends what your own interpretation and definition of rapid fire is. But it shouldn't even come into the argument in my view. Why should licensed shooters and laws that affect only licensed shooters as a whole even be tabled? Where has there been one example of someone with a lever action firearm here in Australia going on some rampage, using it irresponsibly, or criminals especially using them? How many criminals go and hold up a 7-Eleven or a bank or some other shop, or people walking down the street with a lever action shotgun or a lever action firearm? Okay? It just doesn't happen. As we saw on the news recently, on the Gold Coast, there were police raids there, and the pictures there that I saw in the media where they were pulling out like submachine guns, fully automatic machined firearms. They machine them and make them themselves, the criminals. So what does that have to do with licensed firearm owners? As a criminal, would you really honestly be bothered in getting a lever action shotgun or a lever action firearm in general when you can freely obtain fully automatic submachine guns on the black market? You know, so this is the sort of thing that frustrates licensed shooters in general, and it frustrates me as a licensed shooter, because the emphasis has come back to us as we're the problem and we're going to be responsible for the next Port Arthur. Well, I disagree completely. Now, the other myth that I really want to clear up here is somehow the gun banners really think that it's going to solve crime if you move a lever action shotgun into category C or D, okay? Because they say that then only farmers and feral pest controllers can access them. It's as if farmers and feral pest controllers are held, I don't know, to some elite sort of level where they're more trusted than the general licensed shooter, okay? I can speak to you as both, as a feral pest controller with my own feral pest control business, and as a farmer with my own farming business, okay? There is no difference to the check that I undergo to get a farming license or a feral pest control license than what I did to get a sports or recreational license. The only difference in my circumstances is, take farming for example, is the size of my land, you know, meaning that I live on a rural property. So what is the difference when you're looking at public safety from me having a firearm on a rural property, but yet a same person who might be living, you know, in my local township, they can't have the same firearm because they can't be trusted. You know, it's held up at category C or D level, you know, like it's some sort of elite level. I just find that really bizarre. It's just very strange to me. So that's another myth that I wanted to clear up, guys. You know, it's not as if, you know, having a category C or category D license puts you up at some type of elite level. You know, and I say that as a category C and D license holder. I am no different to any of you. And why should I be given, you know, special treatment in the sense of what I can access, but you can't? I mean, I find it just completely ridiculous. So if I'm going out on to a feral pest control contract and I'm getting paid to control feral pests, it's okay. I can use an AR-15, I can use an AR-10, so semi-automatic 308s, 223s, semi-automatic shotguns, semi-automatic 22s. That's all good because I'm being paid. Yet those of you who go out and shoot regularly on rural properties, who had to rely on things like lever action shotguns and lever action rifles to control feral pests, you're not trustworthy enough to actually be able to use semi-automatics. And my question to that is, well, why? Why am I at some sort of elite level in the eyes of the government and the gun banners, but you guys aren't? Like, I just find that completely bizarre as well. You know, so it's just emotional hype and rubbish. And I'll give you a really good example of that, guys. Like, yeah, when this Adler and the rest of the lever action shotguns, if it's successful and it does go to category D and it's reserved for feral pest control and farming, do they honestly believe that, let's look at my personal circumstances, that I'm going to waste my money on a permit to acquire for a Turkish-made lever action shotgun when I can access quality, very high quality, European semi-automatic shotguns, American-made shotguns, pump shotguns, all that sort of thing? I wouldn't waste the PTA on it. That's just me personally, guys. You know, there may be other people out there that feel different, but I wouldn't even waste my money on it. Like, it's just a complete farce. The whole thing is ridiculous. What's even more ridiculous is, as a feral pest controller, I can import category D shotguns, okay? So there's no magazine limit on that. So I can import a semi-automatic 12-gauge shotgun with a 50-round drum magazine. No problem at all. I can do that because I'm a feral pest controller. Yet, even as a feral pest controller, I'm prohibited, under the Customs Prohibited Import Regulation, from importing a 6-round lever action shotgun. I'm not kidding. I cannot legally import a 6-round lever action shotgun, but under the current rules, I can import a 50-round semi-automatic shotgun and it's all good. So when you hear the term, it's all about public safety, I call BS on that, and that's why. If it was really about public safety, why would they allow me as a federal pest controller to import that? Yet I can't have a 6-round lever action shotgun. Like, the craziness of it is you would honestly think I'm making this up. It is clearly there. Under the Customs Prohibited Import Regulation, they have put lever action shotguns over 5 rounds in with fully automatic machine guns for the purpose of import. So that means they're treated as a fully automatic machine gun, which means that only the police and military on official orders can actually import that and use it. But obviously, which police department or military organisation would be importing a 6-round or 7-round lever action shotgun? I mean, seriously. So guys, this is what I mean. It is just surrounded by absolute myth and ridiculousness, this whole lever action shotgun debacle. And like I say debacle because it is exactly that in my view. So what's going to happen? This Friday, they're going to meet about whether this goes ahead into Category D, but they believe that they've got now New South Wales agreeing to it, so they feel that it's going to go ahead, okay? Now, it is crucial, guys, even if you don't care, you don't like lever actions. Look, personally, I don't even own any lever actions, but I'm still fighting. Why I'm fighting is because if you don't take a stand, what will happen is a domino effect. And the domino effect here is next will be lever action and pump action rifles, okay? I've said this numerous times, guys, on my Facebook page. If you aren't following me on Facebook, why not? I don't care if you don't have a Facebook account. Make one. It's as simple as that. You can't afford to be left out of the loop, guys. It's imperative that you know what's going on. Okay, so this was back in 2005, and I posted the documents on my Facebook page where they wanted to clearly get rid of all the lever actions and pump actions and put them up to Category C and D. So it is crucial for the gun banners to get this lever action shotgun move to the more restrictive categories. But my question to you is, what are you going to do about it? Now, why I say that, guys, is, you know, I have so many people who say, oh, Ozzie, I sent an email, I just got the generic response. Okay, yeah, that's good. So what did you do then? Oh, well, nothing. Well, why not? Why didn't you phone your local member? Some people say, yeah, I did phone the local member, but they don't return my call. Okay, well, that's fine. So why not drive down there and politely make an appointment, see them, speak to the secretary and say, I want to speak to my local member. Yeah, you have a right to do that, guys. And it's as if some shooters are just looking for the first hint of rejection just to say, oh, I tried, and then just give up, leave it to the other people to fight. Well, that's not how it works. You can't afford to do that. Do you really think that the SSAA are going to save you? Or do you think that any other shooting organisation is going to save you? This requires all of us to stand up and present the facts, okay? I don't care how, you know, hard it is for you to do it. You need to do it, guys. Okay, if you care about shooting rights and gun rights here in Australia, you need to be able to articulate yourself and present the facts. Because, look, it's pretty easy to dispel the myths. There are so many myths out there about this lever action shotgun. I just discussed it now. That's all you have to do with your local member and say, look, I do not support it. And if you don't support me on this, I will not support you at future elections. It's that simple. Okay, the message is very, very clear. Now, what's happened, guys, the Shooters Union are sharing around a step-by-step instruction on what you've got to do before this Friday to try to fight this ban going ahead. Now, I'll put it in the link underneath the description here on YouTube. So you have to open YouTube and have a look at the more text underneath the video to see the link, okay? Please follow that, guys, and actually get up off the couch and do something. Because if you don't, next year they just come back for another piece of the pie, and then they'll just keep going and keep going and keep going. Because what is stopping them from throwing even your bolt actions into the rapid fire weapon catchphrase? You know, it's endless what they can do here if you don't take a stand. At the end of the day, remember, you are the licensed law-abiding shooters. Behave that way, present your facts politely, and actually stand up for us all as a whole. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the information in this review, so we'll catch you next time.